Hello everyone, I'm Shuyang Gao.
I'm Nan Liu.
We will provide you a presentation about a specific technique that is used in companies to improve their performance. It is known that contemporary business world is full of competition, and companies try their best to obtain more market share and customer base. To this end, increasing number of business tools has been introduced, and companies benefit from these techniques. For example, companies can use advanced techniques to forecast sales, examine their investment, and so on. In this presentation, we would introduce you a decision-making technique which is frequently used by companies.
The presentation contains 7 parts. Firstly, the technique will be introduced briefly. Secondly, types of business and industry that can use decision-making software will be identified. Next, different types of business decisions will be introduced. Then a typical example problem for decision-making software will be provided. Furthermore, a real-life example will be introduced. Moreover, the benefits of using the technique and the factors that will limit its use will be identified. Finally, conclusion will be made based on the discussion.
According to Belton and Stewart, decision-making software is a kind of system which helps organizations make effective decisions by ranking, sorting, or selecting from different alternatives. The early decision-making software was introduced in 1973, and most of these products were spreadsheet-based. Then, as the development of technology, web-based decision-making software was launched in the mid-1990s. Nowadays, there are more than 20 types of decision-making software products due to the increasing demands. Decision-making software has different functions. For example, it can structure problems, solve problems, represent decision-maker preferences, and reach decision. Nevertheless, most decision-making software focuses on choosing good decisions from a number of choices based on a different criteria or attributes.
Considering the application of decision-making software, it is a fact that it can be used in all types of industries and businesses. This is because right decisions must be made all the time by companies, regardless what industry they operate in and what type of business they run. Thus, it can be found that such technique can be widely used in different businesses.
To understand how decision-making software works in companies, it is essential to obtain some basic ideas of the types of business decisions. Normally, there are 5 types of business decisions, including programmed decisions, which are standard decisions that usually follow the same routine. Such kind of decisions can be written down into several fixed steps, or they can be written as computer program. Then there are non-programmed decisions which are non-standard and they might be different from decisions that are made by the companies before. Also, there are strategic decisions which concern about a company's long-term direction. Next, there are tactical decisions about how to implement the strategy. Finally, there are operational decisions which are focused on short-term decisions.
Here we would like to show you a problem that decision-making software is needed. For example, a company which mainly produces computer operates very well recent years, and the company wants to expand its market. The company now faces different choices that it can take over another company which performs well on computer chips, or the company can expand its product line to produce smartphones and tablets, which are very popular recent years. Both choices should sound profitable and the manager feel difficult to make better decisions. With this situation, the company can use decision-making software and input different information, such as the company's long-term strategy and expected profits. Then the technique will help to make effective decisions.
Here is a real-life example to show how decision-making software helps companies improve their operation. Unilever is a multinational consumer goods company which has more than 400 brands. The company produces different products, including food, personal care products, beverages, and cleaning agents. Unilever is the number 3 consumer goods company in the world in 2012 after P&G and Nestle. As the company realized that the competition in industry is getting more and more intense, it decided to innovate. Nevertheless, Unilever found that it is not easy to make suitable decisions because it is a large organization and different groups involved in the decision-making process, which leads to conflicting values. Also, the company does not want important opportunities and threats to be overlooked. As a result, Unilever decided to use decision-making software to do a decision tree analysis. With the help of the technique, Unilever is able to develop probabilistic business cases for its innovations.
Now we would like to systematically introduce some benefits of decision-making software. The very first benefit is time saving, as decision maker reduces decision cycle time so that productivity is increased. The second benefit of decision-making software is that it can enhance effectiveness. As we have introduced, such technique ranks, sorts, and chooses best decision from different alternatives. Also, information provided by decision-making software is more accurate, which enables decision makers to make more appropriate decisions. Finally, the technique helps the companies reduce costs from labor savings in making decisions and from lower technology costs.
Even though there are quite a lot of benefits of using decision-making software, it cannot be denied that some factors still limit its use. Firstly, overemphasis decision-making might be a potential problem that it is not easy to decide who to access the software to make decisions, and some managers may have potential motives for decision-making which harms others or the organizations as a whole. The second one is obscuring responsibility, that some people may deflect their personal responsibility to the software because once the decision does not work well, no one can blame a computer. Finally, unanticipated effects might be a potential problem that limits decision-making software's use. This is because the system works based on data, and once the data is inaccurate, ineffective decisions might be made.
To conclude, this presentation provides an in-depth introduction of decision-making software. From the presentation, it can be found that it is a well-used technique and the companies benefit a lot from it. Nevertheless, it also exists some problems so that it is critical for companies to use the technique wisely and effectively.
Thanks for your listening. I'm Shuyang Gao.
I'm Nan Liu.